Now to do the rebuild, you don't need a whole lot of special tools. You're just gonna need a couple different size flat tips and a good pair of needle nose. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape out all this old dirt and stuff from the dirt dauber nest, because whenever we dip this thing into the solution, it'll keep it cleaner a little longer. Man, he built a pretty good house.
We'll start the teardown by unscrewing the choke cable bracket. After that, the fuel inlet fitting can come off as well. After its retaining clip comes off, the accelerator pump linkage is disconnected. Then there's another one of those little pins holding the choke shaft linkage.
Next up is removing the screws, which give you access to the metering rods on the top of the carb. Don't forget about these two little piston springs. Then we can begin unscrewing the top half of the carburetor. And whenever you're taking this top plate off, you want to make sure to flip it over this way. Not hanging off to the side like that, because you can make these little pins that hold the float in fall out. Next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get these floats out of the way. It's pretty simple. You just push this little brass rod from one side to the other, and then lift it out of the way. Go ahead and get the needle out of the way. Whenever you're removing the seat or installing it, you want to make sure to use a wide enough screwdriver to fit across both sides of it.
The old gasket that came with the carb has seen better days, and we've got a new one thanks to our kit. After the accelerator pump is removed, we'll get to work unscrewing the accelerator pump discharge nozzle, aka the squirter. The primary and secondary venturi are each held in place by two screws.
The fuel bowl baffles need to come out, and one of them is kind of stubborn. Yep, it's stuck. Next thing we're going to do is to take out our secondary and our primary jets, and you want to make sure not to get these confused with each other. And don't forget those two little bitty pieces, the discharge weight and the check ball. We've almost got this thing tore down. The auto mixture screws need to come out, and it looks like I missed a rubber cap.
Now, before we start rebuilding, we're going to take all the reusable metal parts and soak them in this parts cleaner, overnight preferably. Now, be careful, don't use any plastic or rubber in here, or when you take them out, they'll be gone.
Now, before we can drop in place our float, we have to install our needle and seat. If you were going for a little bit more of a performance side, well, Edelbrock offers a high flow unit. Or if you're planning to jump a few bridges or something, well, they make what's called an off-road unit. It has a spring in it, and it stabilizes the needle a lot better than stock. Now, with these style carburetors, they can come with two different type of fuel filters. One is the style that goes on the end of the needle and seat, and the other goes right behind the fuel inlet. You can use either or, but not both.
Like we said when this seat came off, make sure you use the right size screwdriver for the job.
Now with these installed, we can check our float level. Now all you need to do is take a 7/16 drill bit and lay it right up under there. You want to make sure that the gasket's installed though. That one needs to be lifted, so does that one. Now whenever you go to tweak this float, you do not want to bend it down and have it on top of the little needle in there, because you're running a risk of damaging it. So just use a pair of needle nose pliers to hold the brace, and then do whatever you need to. See where we're at. That's it. With that done, now we need to measure the float drop. You just want to flip it up and make sure the gasket is up to the base of the carburetor. Looks like we're about 1 inch and say 6/32, and we need to be at 15/16. Just want to support the float and then bend this little bitty old tab. There we go. Let's try it. That's pretty much it. Now to finish off our top plate, all I've got to do is swap out this sealing washer with a new one that comes in the kit and then spin it into place. But since we're kind of in the measuring mood, Joe's got something he wants to show you.
What I'm going to do is use this little ruler from the kit to measure the opening of the secondary in relationship to the primary. Just as the secondary starts to open up, there should be 13/32 of an inch between this bore edge and the primary blade, and we're right at 12. We're close, but we can make it perfect by removing this rod. And if we make it just a little bit longer, should be right on the money.